How y'all doing today? I wanted to welcome you back to our channel, and I really appreciate you watching. And over half of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. So to allow me to keep making these videos to help you out, please subscribe if you haven't already done that. So I appreciate it. Today, what we're going to do is go through goalie terminology part 1. We're going to go from the letter A to the letter N with some common goalie terms that people may not know what they mean, and we're going to address those. We're also going to look at Sheffy playing a give and go down low from the glove side, opposite of last week, which was blocker side. We're going to determine how you decide if you go back to the post in the RVH or the VH to handle that attack. And in our sit down with Spronse, we're going to talk about how scouting actually works. If you're planning to get scouted, you want to get scouted, you probably want to watch this interview because there's some key tenets that you need to understand that are listed in that interview. Let's get started. I often hear goalie terms used interchangeably. Sometimes I understand what they mean, sometimes people don't. And I think whether it's head coaches, parents, or goalies, we've got to make sure that we've got a good understanding of goalie terminology. So today I'm going to do part 1 where we address the letters A to N and see what they mean. See if you guys have any questions, send them in the comments below. Aerial angle. The aerial angle is quite simply the angle from the puck to the crossbar. Now, it's important to understand that because as you gain depth, you can cover more of the top shelf. And I refer you back to our angle videos, 101, 201, 301. We show you some great tips in there on how to manage your aerial angle. So aerial angles from the puck up to the crossbar. It's an invisible line, but it's the aerial angle. Backdoor. That means the guy that's away from the puck that doesn't have it yet, but he's super dangerous. Smart goalies are always aware of who's open on the back door and what the likelihood of them receiving the pass is. The word butterfly. The butterfly for me is not a style, it's a save selection. On most shots, you're going to go down if it's in the bottom half of the net and you're going to use the butterfly save. Quite simply, you just flare your legs out to the side. You guys all know what the butterfly looks like, but a nice wide butterfly is a key attribute all goalies have to have. Challenging simply means coming out off the goal line to give the shooter less net to shoot at. Cushioning is an important concept. Whether it's with your stick or your body, your glove, you're accepting the velocity of the puck and deadening it. Sometimes you need to kill the clock, get a whistle, you guys are running around in a big fire drill out on the ice. Your skill of being able to cushion the puck either with your glove, your gut, or your stick allows you to get the whistle to manage the clock. Cutting down the angle, that's also known as challenging, gaining depth. And basically, the more you come off the goal line, the more net you cover. Now, obviously, you can't be over-challenging or they'll just pass or skate around you. So there's a happy medium. But cutting down the angle, old terminology, just simply means getting your butt off the goal line. Equipment confidence. As a goalie, you've been hurt, I've been hurt, we've been bruised, we've been cut, we've been battered. But you have to trust your gear. You have to have equipment confidence. If you've got a weakness in your gear, you might get gun shy, and you see it in young kids quite often where they don't trust their gear, they don't have equipment confidence, and they flinch on pucks. So when you got a little flincher, make sure they've got strong equipment so they're not afraid of the puck. And a good test is the kid afraid to get whacked with a stick as hard as you could anywhere on his body? Not saying do it, but that's the type of confidence that you need to have. Falling off the puck simply means moving your body away from the puck's path so that you can catch it cleanly. Not something I would advise doing. You should always keep your body in the midline and wherever possible, move into the puck. So a flaw with goalies sometimes is they fall off the puck and they move their midline away from it so that they can catch the puck or try to catch it. Please don't be falling off the puck. The 5-hole, we all know it. It's the one between your legs. And the one nice thing that shooters have when they go 5-hole is they don't have to hit the net. That's why they love shooting 5-hole, because if they get it through your 5-hole, it will hit the net. Flow. Nothing to do with my beautiful hair. Flow simply means a goalie needs to have some momentum or some movement backwards. On a breakaway is an example where you need some flow backwards, and you can have some lateral flow at times when you need to push over in a sliding butterfly. There's times when you need flow, and there's times when you need to be anchored. F for flow means retreating back on the breakaway with good momentum builds. Number 11, focus. You have to have an intense focus on the puck. we're zeroing in with laser focus on it, but not to the point where you have horse blinders on where you don't see what's happening around the outside of you. You have to rely upon your main vision with focus, and you have to have good peripheral vision focus. That split focus is crucial to intelligently anticipate and figure out what attack is coming and make a great read. So focus is something that all great goaltenders have. Number 12, front door. Obviously, the opposite of back door. The front door is simply the guy with the puck. And quite honestly, I think a lot of times goalies get really fixated on making the back door save, and they sacrifice focus on the front door guy. The front door guy is your guy. Obviously, if he passes to the back door, you have to try. But as a goaltender, we got to be great at managing the front door. Half butterfly is a great skill save selection for goalie to have. It's where you extend one leg in the butterfly and have one more underneath you. This allows a bigger flare, but what it requires you to do is to react to the trajectory and the flight of the puck. Now, a lot of times goalies just default to what I would call a blind butterfly, where they know what's coming, they just drive their knees, the legs are flared out equally. A half butterfly allows more precise rebound control. It allows a bigger flare to cover more net, but it also requires that you know where the puck is and there's no guessing involved. So it's a reactionary save. Hugging the post. Old school, you can do it up on your feet. You can also use VH, RVH. So hugging the post is how you attach yourself to the post. And finally, number one goaltender. Now, every team has a starter, every team has a backup in most cases. To be your number one has a lot of challenges that are different than a backup. You have to be ready to play all the time. You have to operate it at 80 to 90% excellent factor, and you have to have great bounce back ability. So starters that mess their diaper and play bad are well known for being the type of person that comes back the next game and stands on their head. So if you want to be a number one goalie, you got to make sure that you're always ready to play. And your number one ability as a starter is your availability. Availability is something you have to have. You can't be hurt, you can't be tired, you can't be sick. Let's get going.
Yeah. Okay, so on that one there, because he got it in so tight, what should you do? You should have slid into your RVH, right? So you tried to slide into a VH, which is much tougher to lock in there. If you have time to go back to the post on your feet, that's when you can VH, okay? If you're sliding in, should be RVH. Stay with it. Good. Right, so if we go quick here. Good, now you got time. Okay. Good. You had time, went back in VH nicely, right? You might have went a little too far on that one there because he did have room to tuck it in behind you, okay? I like the lateral, it was good, but maybe it's a little bit too much depth. Stay with it. Same thing there. See the problem? You keep coming out, right? And that's okay if he backs away from you, but in that tight, he just has the reach to go around you easily and there's nothing you can really do about it. So you've got to maintain your depth a little bit more so you can get laterally if he pulls it. It hit line in the ice there. Good. Good. That's the perfect time to get depth and get back up to your feet. Good. Get that out of there, yep. Is it okay there? Okay. That's all right. Two more. Good.
is actually understanding how scouting works. And having been a scout in the NHL and still scouting now, I took a call last night on an emergency basis. They need a full scholarship guy down in college hockey. So I'm in this every day. Scouting works quite simply. Number one, it's not a guy showing up in a trench coat. It starts by your head coach. He knows your attitude, he knows your character, he knows your work ethic, he knows what you deliver. And in most cases, before a scout even shows up to watch somebody, they don't do it randomly, they will call your head coach. They will have noticed online that somebody's doing pretty well in a certain league, the league above it, and if you're dominating your current league, then your head coach vouches for you, then they come and see you. In a nutshell, that's how scouting works. So you're not going to just play one great game during a year where you've crapped the bed all the time and a scout happened to see you and you slip through the cracks. Doesn't happen. And you're not going to get overlooked. If you're truly dominating the level you're at, somebody will find you. Now, if you're in the middle of the bell curve and just doing okay, or I was just as good as the kid that made it to the first round, nobody cares. You've got to dominate the level that you're at. What do you think about the scouting topic? Like, what have you seen in the kids that you've had that have moved on, that got them scouted, that got them noticed?
It's based a lot on how you do throughout the course of the season. So as you said, scouts will do their homework before they even come watch you play. So they don't just show up to random games most of the time and look at everybody that's on the ice. There's too many people there. They can't watch everybody all the time. So they'll be doing their homework and they'll be looking at your stats throughout the course of the year. They'll be looking at maybe some highlight reels that are online. A lot of the games are now online on Hockey TV or wherever. So they will have done some research and seen you play or seen some clips of you and know your stats before they even show up at the rink. Then they'll show up at the rink just to see if what they've seen online or what they've seen in the stats is actually true. And do you have the intangibles while you're playing, that you're calm, you're cool collected, you have the athletic ability, you have the skills, you have the size, and they want to see it in person. So they already have a really good idea of what they want going into scouting a game and watching it. And then if you check all the boxes while they're actually watching you and you don't blow it, then you got a shot.